Hello, hello. Welcome to the daily 1 hour political live stream, political tarot and astrology live stream on the Black and Orange channel. Yay! I'm so glad you guys are here. I know it's a holiday and people have places to be, things to do, but then again, we're still kind of in a lockdown-ish kind of situation, so maybe you can just, I'm glad you're here, so maybe you have got an opportunity to spend a little time with me. I'm just moving my camera back a little bit, hoping that maybe if I tilt it down a little, be able to see. Well, I'll do that in a minute. Right now, maybe you'll get a better opportunity to see something besides just my desktop. Sorry if the printer is making some noise in the background. I did want to just go over one thing briefly. Today is the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, everybody. And this is the birthday of the United States of America. As of, well, if you believe this, the chart that's most often used was created by a man named Sibley, the Sibley chart. Then the United States was born on July 4th, 1776 at 5:10 in the evening Eastern Time. And that is, when the last of the signatures were on the, in theory, it's when the last of the signatures were on the Declaration of Independence. So that is what they say. Normally I take about 10 or 15 minutes right at the beginning where I will go through and I'll look for anything in all caps in the chat. So if you have any political questions, do ask them in the chat, but anything you put in the chat in all caps, I'm going to assume it's directed at me, and anything that's to other people is just regular text. That goes for the exception is down in the comments beneath the video. Just use regular writing, because sometimes when I'm going through the comments and suddenly everything's in all caps, I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? Somebody's mad at me. Oh no, they're not. Okay, all right. So it's just in the chat. It's just in the chat. Okay. Let me think what else. If I don't get to your question, it is never anything personal. I promise, really. And as a matter of fact, this is the first day I've tried doing this. I've tried taking the questions. There were some really good questions yesterday. So I took the questions I didn't get to and I put them in the comment, the pinned comment underneath this video today. So we can have a look, and if anybody still wants those questions, if any of those still interest you, you can just copy and paste them into the chat. And I'm gonna see if this is something I can do ongoing, because you guys do ask some really good questions, but I have to go by my intuition. So unfortunately, there will be the occasional question I don't feel like I should be answering right now. I'm like reaching out for the energy, and I'm just not, as I'm reading the question here. So I'm like, so I am sorry about that. It is never anything personal. I promise. I promise. I promise. Also, okay, 10% of, you guys have heard this before, 10% of all of the income that comes into the channel from every source goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. And that is an ongoing thing. 10% gross of all of my business endeavors and projects go to established charities. Okay, so before I jump into, hello everybody. Yes, we are halfway through the year. And I know you guys have great questions, because I've seen a couple of them, but, bear with me here for just 1 second. I want to show you something about this coming year in America. Okay? Here, let's do it this way. Okay. Hold this up so you can see. All right. Welcome to Western Astrology. This is the chart of the United States, the Sibley chart, as it's called. 5:10 p.m. And Actually, because it was 1776, they may have had to do some kind of rectifications, but for time. But this is the chart, okay? And down here in the second house, right here, and I've talked about the houses. Second house, which is ruled by Taurus, which in the second house is the house of values and valuables. And Pluto here, it looks like a PL. Pluto is the planet of inner power, or of power in general. It's not like Mars taking action. It's power. It's it can be plutonium. Pluto rules plutonium. It can warm an entire city or make it uninhabitable. It often it rules the 8th house, which can also be other people's money, because it's right across from the 2nd house, which is our money. So our sense of power is in this house of values and valuables. This is the Pluto return we are starting to go into, which means Pluto in the sky is moving along. It's actually right here. It's kind of hard to see. It's right here. Let me turn this light on. It's right, that PL right there, the green one. That is where that little mark is. This is where Pluto is in the chart. So it's coming up to, right now, there's some retrograde action going on, but it's coming up to land. We're having we're about to have a 248-year Pluto return. Okay, turn this off because it's hurting my eyes. And what that does, just like your birthday, where what happens on your birthday, the sun, wherever the sun is in your chart, in 1 year it goes all the way around. And oh, there's a kitty. Hello, sweetness. How are you? There's Boo Boo's and Kitty. There's the good boy. Okay. When the sun goes all the way, because it takes 1 year for the sun to go all the way around, and what happens on your birthday, the sun in the sky lands back in the same place where the sun is in your chart, and your sun is your sense of self. What happens on your birthday? It empowers your sense of self. We celebrate your birthday. It's all about you. It's all about me. Whoever's birthday it is, and let's have cake and let's celebrate me. So a Pluto return, like a Saturn return or anything return, it takes whatever that planet rules and it just empowers it, which can cause problems because it can also cause imbalances in the same way that you would not want to deal with somebody where every day was their birthday. It's like, I can't afford another present for you. No, it's my birthday. It's still my birthday. You need to get me a cake. You need to celebrate me. You need to be nice to me. You need to da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It would be really annoying if somebody had their birthday every day. And so it can cause imbalances, especially with slow-moving planets like Pluto, which takes 248 years to go around the sun. So anyway, I want to explain that Pluto return, which is what it's closing into where Pluto is in the chart for America. It's starting to have more and more of an effect, and even within just a few degrees, the closer it gets, stronger effect until it's exact. What's called an exact conjunction. Okay. But for this coming year, because what happens is, what you can do in astrology, one of the things, and I suppose technically this is advanced. Yeah, you decide if you consider this advanced astrology or not. But there's something called a solar return. And all a solar return is it's you take your birthday, or the nation's birthday, or somebody's birthday, and you run a chart for that day, that exact day in that year. So this is today. Okay? And the, how do I put this? Where these planets are in the sky will have an effect in general, affect everybody. Where, because this is what's showing in green, because I remember I just showed you this in green here. The Pluto out here, that transit, that's everything that's in green on here is in black here. So you can see it there. Okay. So this will have an effect in where it lands. These different planets land on the chart for the country. I did want to point one thing out. I will talk more about this tomorrow during the astrology, that I tack on at the end, because normally I don't talk about, normally I just do the tarot. But there's one thing I wanted to point out today, so you understand something that was happening in America. Now, other places in the world. So, so this solar return chart, this is going to influence what the coming year is going to focus on for you, what your coming year is likely to be like. All right. Obviously, today's chart isn't going to, affect another country as much. But this is our solar return, so this will specifically affect America. I'm only going to point out one thing about this. I'll turn this light back on here for a minute. Try not to blind the kitty. I'll try not to blind the kitty. You okay? I know it's very bright, but you're a very good kitty. I'll turn it off in a minute. Boy, did I just get a look. Look, why did you turn that thing on? Okay. I would like to draw your attention. Here, I'll turn this like this. Maybe that'll be a little easier on the kitty. I would like to draw and draw your attention. See where can I put this so it's a little more stable? Put that there, put that here. Maybe this will help. Good enough. Okay. Just use keywords. That's the key. Oh, there's a fly. Apparently for some reason, somehow there's a fly in the house. And he's very excited. Yeah, it's not going to live long. When it comes to astrology, just use keywords. It'll make your life easier. All right, something that jumps out right here. This is 7 degrees here. This is 9 degrees there. So that's only 2 degrees apart from being opposite. Follow the red line. You've got Mars right here that is at 4 degrees. Okay, so that's only a 5-degree difference. Okay, and this, because you've got two things in opposition, quite close opposition, and then you have something coming straight down there, this is called a T-square. T-square. Basically, you have the moon. Oh, okay, he's trying to get the fly. Okay. Moon. Motions. This is Mercury, which is communication. I will get to the tarot. Just bear with me. Bear with me just a tiny bit longer. And then we have Mars, which is action. Okay. Moon. Weird looking Mercury symbol. Mars. Okie dokie. All right, make sure you can see that. Okay. This is what we're going to be dealing with for the next year. Okay? Sky raisins is good eatings. Over control, I love that. Boo boo. Zen Kitty, the four-legged feline, flies water. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. Trying to get the flies. He zooms across the room. You might want to protect your cup. Oh, I hear you. I'm jumping a cup of tea. Okay, let me just finish up here. This is what we're going to be dealing with for the next year. Good boy. Good boy. There is going to be an emphasis for the next year on, if you think about oppositions, I've talked about this before. You know how you know those children's toys where it's like a cylinder, like sort of like this pen, but it's clear and there's liquid inside, and as you turn it side to side, the liquid sloshes from one end to the other and back and forth. If you've seen that, that's kind of what an opposition is. The energy is sloshing back and forth. It empowers one, and it empowers the other, and then empowers this over here, and then empowers that one over there. When it is empowering one, the other one is a little bit diminished in power because, of course, that's energy is sloshed over here. And then the energy sloshes back over there. And it's just this constant back and forth and back and forth. That's an opposition. But this, Mars, this is squaring both of them. And normally a square could be friction. Someone who, say, has, there can be all different kinds of influences, but sometimes if you have Mars, which is action, god of war, square Mercury of communication, it's possible that you might be argumentative or quick to speak, or something of that nature, because this is force and action, and this is a square is like an overload of energy. And then we have here the emotions. If you have the emotions square the moon, square Mars here, that's an overload of emotion between the two. So what we're dealing with is energy sloshing back and forth between communicating, emotional communicating, emotional communicating, emotional communicating, emotions building up, then being communicated, communicating, and then it becoming more emotional. But all of this energy sloshing back and forth is going to dump out through Mars, and Mars is action. We have got a year of arguing ahead of us. Oh my gosh, do we have a year of arguing ahead of us. Prepare yourself, buy some L-theanine, to calm yourself down. Tea has natural L-theanine in it. Get ready to make lots of cups of tea to calm yourself down. It's just, really, if anything, I have Mars of it, the arrow pointing in, but if anything, I should have it pointing out. And just make it this way. Because this energy's there, but this is where it's going to dump out, okay? So I just wanted to point that out. I will go into more details with how this is going to specifically affect the US chart. I will, because it's this Mars here at 4 degrees of Aries, that's right here in the US chart, and it is the 4th house is the house of home. We're going to be fighting with each other. We're going to be arguing with each other like nobody's business this whole coming year. Anyway, I did want to mention that. We'll get through it. It will be fine, but forewarned, is four-armed. That's one of the things I love about astrology. If I know that, you know, somebody I'm going to be dealing with, you know, we have maybe some good things in the way our charts interact with each other. When the charts are next to each other, which is called synastry, S-Y-N, synastry. But I know that when you combine the two charts, so that the chart of, say, our relationship is just going to be absolutely nothing but red lines of overloaded energy, so difficult, I can walk into that, dealing with that person and think, okay, I will focus on where my moon is where his sun is. So I can be emotionally supportive of his core self, and that he will be receptive to that, or whatever else I can find that's good in the way our charts interact. And I can just be accepting and more patient as we work together ongoing, that there's going to be this kind of friction, and I'm not going to understand some things, and there is going to be this overload, and it's like, okay. So it helps me better move through life. You will better get through the year if you understand the lay of the land. All right, I'll be quiet now, or not quiet, completely quiet, but I'll be quiet about this, and I will do some tarot reading now. Okay, I know you guys have great questions, and I am going to turn this off for just a second. Sorry, my eyes are very dry these days, so I'm having trouble with the super duper light. Will a transit planet fill the T-square to form a grand cross? Could that impact things? Well, at some point, I imagine the moon will, but it can. But really, the solar returns give you a sense of what's coming in the coming year. It has like an echo effect, I find. I think more powerful is transits, actual transits, as time goes on throughout the year. Actually I have found more in even progressions, which logically don't make any sense. I won't go into it, but logically progressions make no sense. But they weirdly work. It's very strange. Anyway, I will scroll up. I will look for your questions. Okie dokie. Hang on, I have my notes. Okay. Kristen with Uncover the News. Okay. Will the woman that the other readers see take down Trump be revealed soon? Ooh, interesting. Let me see. Oh, wait, I've got 3 questions in a row. Kristen's also asking, will there be an event that will disillusion the Trump cult? Okay. I think some of that's happening now. I read yesterday on the soldiers. Are they losing, is Trump losing the support of soldiers? And I got yeah, that's pretty much happening. Oh, excuse me, having to stretch. Kathy, hello Kathy. Dopey Jr.'s girlfriend tested positive. Yes. Will Jr. get the hoax? I laughed so hard when I saw that headline pop up yesterday on my phone. Just sitting there, and suddenly just popped up, breaking. I'm like, oh, what now? I saw that and I started laughing. Okay, so let's put this down to here. Edit. Today's questions. Okay, paste is plain text there, and then there was Calabasas girl. Will certain Republicans like McConnell and Graham be indicted for crimes when they lose office? Okay, let's have a look at that. Put that in here too. Okay, there's that. 4 questions right out of the gate. Happy birthday, America. Yes. Oh, good morrow, friends, says Kat, with her fantastic emojis. Good morrow, good morrow. Happy birthday, America, says Frosty Bean. I know everyone was just celebrating Canada Day. And France. Oh, wait. I can't remember. Is France's independent, their day, is it June 14th or July 14th? I thought it was July 14th. I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I need to look that up. But anyway, Revolution Ricky. Will Deutsche Bank in China call all the loans from Donald Trump bankrupt? Interesting. And Susie QZ, who do you feel the VP will be? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I had a good feeling about Val Demings, but there are so many of them that would be like great. Stacey Abrams, Susan Rice. I mean, the list. There's a list of amazing women, and I'm not getting anything specific about which one it will be. I'm afraid. I've even tried reading on it, and I'm not getting particularly clear answers. And I hope no one takes that to mean I am minimizing the choice, or I am certainly not minimizing these women. They are phenomenal and accomplished, and more accomplished than I will ever be. And everyone Biden's talked about is a phenomenal leader, and I would be honored if any of them were my vice presidents, let alone my president. But I think to some extent it's such a car crash under Trump and everything that's going wrong there, that Biden saying, I have this list of qualified, fantastic candidates, I'm going to choose one. It's like, I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to worry. It's going to be good. I don't know if that's why, but I'm just not getting anything more specific, I'm afraid. Okay, so I did put that one there. Okay, Francis, will Trump's latest traveling show with fireworks yet? Yeah, calm him down for a few days. I'll look. Okay. Nancy E. Will Beelzebub Maxwell be convicted of money laundering? I don't know. Okay, Nelson, remember to hit the like button and subscribe, please. Thank you for your support. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Oh, I don't even have a thumbs down yet. It's a banner day. I was getting a number of them. Okay, Lords. Did Trump modeling agency have anything to do with Epstein? Oh, yuck. Okay, I'll look at it. Yuck. I don't know. I feel like kind of such a wuss. I watch all these other great readers on YouTube, and they're just like, well, this horrible cesspit, let's just wade right into that and just look at it, and they do a great job, and then they get on with their lives, and I'm just like, oh. but. Hello, Linda. Dave is saying, what is the solution to the Trump problem? Duct tape and tranquilizers, but I don't think that's going to happen. I honestly think we're going to have to wait for the Supreme Court and then voting. But Boo Boo's and Kitty. Okay. Autumn is Boo Boo's human fig leaf. I am. Business thing, I need caffeine bad. I've been trying to stay away from it. Oh, I hear you. I started counting my calories again. I talked to my mom, and as I'm looking for your next question, I was talking to my mom, and it turned out she started counting her calories 3 days ago. And it was like, oh, well, I guess we should do this together. Not together, but yeah, gotta do something. Gotta do something. Be right back, says Linda. Okay. There should be a Mount Boo Boo Zen kitty. Oh, he just wants love. He doesn't even really want a monument. For Autumn, thank you. Thumbs up for Autumn, and thank you for that bouquet. Okay. Oh, it jumped. Okay, what did I miss? Because there are always some. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Kathy. Thank you. Are you sure? Holy heck. Thank you. Whew. Thank you. I'll just hold it together. Move on. Okay, Francis saying, thanks, Autumn. It makes sense. I'd rather have a clue than be surprised myself about the astrology. Great. Senpai means mentor. Yes. And I am honored that Kathy calls me that, considering she is a absolutely amazing, distinguished veteran who has given a great deal for this country, and who also is just a wonderful person. And so I feel honored she would say anything like that about me. So anyway, okay, looking. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, Miguel, when it comes to the Republican Party, will they ever find redemption after Trump leaves? I've read on this before. I've taken up too much time today, so I don't think I'm going to get to that today, but I've read, let me add it to the list. Maybe I can get to it tomorrow. What I got was that the Republican Party is going to find redemption as later on, because Pluto's going to go into Aquarius, and Aquarius rules technology and humanitarianism and things like that. And it's going to hit when Pluto, the plow, Pluto, hit Leo and started plowing through Leo, the sign of kings, as to what is this really, what's really there, what are we, bringing it all to question what dictatorship means. And Pluto entered Leo in 1939. Pluto entered Capricorn, the sign of status, career, of hierarchy. And what's a way that some people show that they've moved up in the world? They buy a house. Well, Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, and the housing market, which was not strong, collapsed. Anything that doesn't have deep roots and is not established, anything that's weak, anything that's shaky, Pluto's going to just plow that field. So in 2024, Pluto is going to go into Aquarius. All right, and once it does that, I am expecting, and I don't think I'm alone in this, I'm expecting us to start having to deal with everything about technology that is not deeply strong and established, which would be a whole heck of a lot of it. I mean, could be a virus, and since it also rules humanitarian stuff and equality and things like that, I was pretty much already expecting either a physical virus or a computer virus, or some disruption of the internet or something like that for a while, until we manage to strengthen it back up. So the Republican Party, I think, as technology moves on, Republican Party is going, when their ideas of conservatism are going to come along, as all of these technological things that we've gone through and built up, as those get questioned, with conservatives, their message becoming, hang on, let's not run forward with that technology for whatever. Let's actually do some more studies. Let's take a step back. Whereas the people who are embracing technology are going to be like, no, let's get AI going. Let's do this. Let's make everything online. Let's just be as out there and, yes, reckless, but sure, but there are all these great things that'll come of it. And you'll have the conservatives who are saying, yeah, we need things to actually work. So that is what I've gotten in the past. Okay, for July 14th, thank you. Okay, thank you. Bastille Day, thank you. I've been fortunate enough to be in Paris on Bastille Day. You'd think I'd remember that, but the decades, they are, the decades, they do tend to erase stuff. Okay, Bismo, Autumn, when it gets closer to choosing, will the cards be more clear? Maybe. I'm not sure. I would ask for Biden who chooses. Yeah, I'd check back. I mean, I'll look, but I'm not. Again, I'm not trying to minimize it. It's just that the options are already so good. Does that make any sense to everybody? That we're trying to fix this disaster, and these options are so good that it's like, okay, yeah. I mean, on a personal level, it affects them deeply. But if we have, these are good, intelligent, experienced, educated, reasonable, fantastic women. So I think that's why the energy is not being very clear. Tammy Duckworth for VP. That's an option too. Seriously. So I wish better times are coming for all of you. I agree, Rita. And we're going to get through this. We are. Okay, I've got a list of questions, and I'm horrendously behind time-wise. But I hope I was... I hope I am... well, thank you for your patience with me, certainly. Okay, we're going to go back to the... to the Morgan Greer. Did I miss one? No. Having a little 70s nostalgia with the 70s-tastic deck. Since I know I'm not alone here in having been alive, the bicentennial. Oh, I've always wondered if I'll be alive for the tricentennial. It's unlikely, but who knows? I wouldn't think so, but there may be some medical advance by then. Who knows? That would be neat. Being alive for the bicentennial and the tricentennial, but I'm just grateful to be here, and I'm grateful you're here. I was 15 for the bicentennial. Great summer. No. Let me look for it. Let me not get any more distracted. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're already at like 40. I'll stay on. I'll answer some questions because I know I've been talking too much. Okay. Will the woman that other readers have seen take down Trump be revealed soon? Okay. Let me see here. Let me sit up straight and close my eyes, reach out for this energy. Other readers have seen a woman. It's a woman who takes down Trump. The person who's jumping to my mind is Letitia James. Supposed to be president in August. I've not gotten that, Dave, but anyway, let me focus on this. Will the woman, other readers of C, taking down Trump will be revealed who she is soon? Yeah, I'd say yes. She will be revealed soon. I guess I have to turn this on again. Ouch. I'm having some dry eye issues, and this is a really bright light, but I want you guys to be able to see. Yeah, and since I've got the death card, I think she's gonna show up soon. 6 of Wands, victory card. 2 of Pentacles, the power underneath. It was a victory. Somebody had a victory, but the power underneath is so unsteady. Center of the reading is the Hierophant, which is an institution, government, big church, something like that. King of Wands, that's Trump as a man. And the World, which means the ending of a major chapter in life, a completion. This is the highest major arcana card. So somebody, this woman, I think had a victory. I think she's someone who's in office. And her being there has been weakening, showing the weakness of Trump's power. This is why I also think she's someone in government, because I've got a victory card, and right at the center I've got the power of the government or institutions. It could be courts, but the Hierophant isn't usually courts. You usually get justice for courts. But it leads to Trump the man facing a major completion in his life. End of chapter. End scene. I mean, really just done. Let me see, let me see, Letitia James. How fantastic would it be? Trump taken down by such a powerful woman. Because he can't pardon himself or anybody else if it's in this state. Cash's reading was awesome. Cash's readings are always awesome. I never heard back if he read that novel that I suggested, but maybe he didn't like it and he didn't want to say anything. I don't know. All right, Queen of Swords. The Investigator. This is an investigator card and a woman. 10 of Wands, the burden. Page of Cups. 8 of Cups. Oh, the card of leaving a token. Also, quite often, the card of the witness. Star. Star Prosecutor, and the card of partnership. I'm getting Letitia James. All of these cases she could bring against him. And he totally underestimates her. Totally. But there's a lot of cases, a lot of evidence. Yep. That's what I'm getting. It's likely. But his, yeah, that would be. Has anyone asked about the U.S. election already? Yes. Yes. There's going to be, let me see, we're almost at 45. There's going to be a huge number of people voting that's going to completely overwhelm all chances of the Republicans' best efforts to cheat. Okay, will there be an event that will disillusion the Trump cult? Okay. Death card. Okay, will there be... Will there be an event that disillusions the Trump cult? Will there be an event that disillusions the Trump cult? Losing family members is what it feels like. Let's see here. All right, Queen of Wands. Trump as the man is the King of Wands. This is often the card of Pelosi, but it's also, people who have married the cult leader, in a sense. Just a thought to throw out there. Magician, 9 of Cups. Yeah, he's a businessman. He alone can fix it. He's the businessman. I want to learn to be able to do business like he does. Really, how many bankruptcies do you want? Judgment in the middle. Knight of Swords, Page of Swords. Not really. If anything, the more that's brought up against him, it's kind of diminishing returns as far as they're concerned, because they're like, yeah, we know he's corrupt. We know he's done all these things, but he's doing it for us. He's got the right idea. There's a Thief card. He doesn't. I will say, here, let me read these 3 and I'll tell you. Okay, 9 of Wands, Justice, Page of Cups. They've seen, there are things that haven't really gotten through to them in some respects, because the Republicans and Fox News have been protecting Trump. And they have just been, it's been gaslight, and more gaslight. And Republicans did manage to put a bunch of people on the court, but the Supreme Court ruling that leads to things that are not in Trump's favor, and maybe bring out information about him, plus their sense of the rising power of Democrats, just makes them more fearful. So the Trump cult themselves, I'm not holding out a great deal of hope. Then again, I have to say, as I'm shuffling here, I read something absolutely hysterical on Twitter, where I don't think Democrats are in a cult of Biden. They just want someone decent in there. This Democrat just read this random tweet that just said, Joe Biden could shoot me on Fifth Avenue and I'd vote for him. Okay, we're at 49. All right. Well, let's do this one. Will Deutsche Bank in China call in Donald's loans and bankrupt him? Oh, good. Somebody laughed at my joke. Good. Good. Oh, good. I'm glad. Good. Let's see here. Deutsche Bank, China. Boy, the energy in the country is so much better today. It's like this little oasis of overall positive energy. Everybody trying to look on the bright side. Everybody feeling just a little bit of a boost in the country. We need it. We need it. So, Deutsche Bank. Well, Deutsche Bank, China. Are they going to basically bankrupt Trump? call in the loans, or let his businesses fail, or Deutsche Bank, China. Deutsche Bank. Not really sure how they're still in business. But then again, it's not like our country doesn't have corruption. Oh, totally laughed at your joke too, but I'm stirring a pot of chocolate pudding at the moment. Oh, chocolate pudding. Awesome. Disappointment. Oh, and crumbled buildings. But it doesn't feel like Trump's disappointed. I feel like they're disappointed, but I don't know. Let's see. Deutsche Bank. Well, yeah, Deutsche Bank has been doling less and less money out to Trump. Matter of fact, didn't they recently, chocolate pie. Didn't they recently turn down a request for like a $10 million loan from Trump company? Because of all the corruption and yeah. But they keep their secrets. Hermit, magician. It doesn't feel like it. If he can't, they may drag their feet. They have a lot to lose. They don't want to call any more attention. They may drag their feet, which causes the orange to go look elsewhere. So guess where he's gonna look? Huh. China. Hello, China. How are your concentration camps going? Thief card. Sword of Truth. Center of the reading. Tower. Emperor. Wheel of Fortune. China might mess with him. China might mess with him financially. Sword of Truth coming out against the basic theft that he's done, but also hiding his own corruption. Tower in the center, and then the fall of the Emperor. The Wheel of Fortune turning. Because let me tell you, if you're the Emperor and you're right in the middle of the Tower card in the Wheel of Fortune, that Wheel of Fortune isn't going up. You're not on the rise. No. Oh no. I mean literally people falling. So China might mess with him. Let's see. But yeah, China is the Chinese government is a nasty piece of work. Sorry, it just is. Really, really nasty piece of work. And President Xi, for all of his looking like, your father or uncle or somebody, and that placid smile of his, oh, he is vile. He is vile. Anyway, what's next? What's next? Okay. Where are we? We are at, well, it would be about 55 when we get there. 55. Okay, we'll go, let's do the two ugly questions. Will Beelzebub Maxwell be convicted of money laundering? Yay. And yeah, some people have brought it up repeatedly, and I agree. Where were these people's parents? Let me tell you something. I was lucky enough to be overseas in my late teens, going to a foreign school, living with a an English family. No, actually, no, I take it back. My mistake. Excuse me, excuse me. It's been a long time. Let me clarify. They were Welsh. I lived with a Welsh family, technically. But, well, she was English. Anyway. So, yes, I was living overseas, 17. But everybody knew where I was at any given time. And if I had been like, I'm going to go get a plane and go to the Bahamas to some guy's island. Oh my gosh. The number of people, even with my parents out of back in the States at that point, the number of people that would have come down on me. No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So where were these people's parents? Anyway, money laundering. Hey, Beelzebub, how's it going? Not quite feeling as smug now that she's actually behind bars. It's not prison, but the kind of local jail. I've got to ask, is she going to get bail? I don't think she would, but let me see. Is Beelzebub Maxwell going to get bail? Page of Wands, the Fool, Six of Swords. That's a big ol' no. You are a fool for asking. This is how heinous, this refers to her heinous crime. There's symbolism there I'm not going to go into. I'll just say it's the Page of Wands. You're a fool for asking. And this might be, oh yeah, we'll let her, no. This is this is the reference to the up the river. No. Don't even ask. Too much of a flight risk. Just double check, because sometimes that can be, you know, going elsewhere. Getting someone sneaking her out. Six of Wands, Lovers, King of Swords. No. This is the investigators are so happy victory, finally they got all their T's crossed, their I's dotted. They're not, no. And this investigator, he's right there. Right there, not moving. Look at that face. Look at that glorious 70s face. That man is king of the commune, and you're not going anywhere. Is she going to get convicted of money laundering? Dave, if my niece went to an island, I would charter a plane and parachute in and take some names. No kidding. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they watched us like a hawk. Everybody did. They were also worried about kidnapping. Things like that. So people knew where I was. I couldn't go on vacation. I couldn't leave the country. Most I could do is maybe take a tram by myself. Anyway, money laundering. I hope, I've got to find out, do we know yet who the judge is that's going to be deciding on Beelzebub Maxwell's, whether she gets bail and then beyond that. Gosh, I hope it's someone good, because they better be above reproach. King of Pentacles. She has a stupid amount of money, and she played all kind of games with she and Epstein. They would like transfer $10 million. She'd transfer $10 million to him, and then he'd transfer $10 million back to her. And there was all this weirdness like that. And it's like, excuse what? And it wasn't like, oh, under 10,000, so it isn't reported. No, it was just like millions and millions of here and there and moving that, and even the house she was staying in was under a very carefully, I'm gonna butcher this word. When you make something anonymized, it was, the house she was living in was owned by an anonymized LLC. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, and so she was just holding herself in place, thinking that she couldn't be found, or I don't know if she couldn't be found, but they wouldn't mess with her. But the sword of truth was in the background coming for her, and then she got picked up. Hanged man picked up. Magician, best lawyers money can buy. I'm not getting money. I'm not even getting money. I'm getting trying to negotiate back and forth, trying to make a deal, trying to get a deal. The other side trying to get information from her, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I'm not really getting money laundering. That Six of Swords is bugging me. Sorry, I've got to I'm gonna just pull a couple more cards on the bail thing. They let her out on bail. She's gone. We know that. Ghislaine, Maxwell, bail. I'm getting denied. I'm just double checking that last card. Always certain cards that come up, I'm like, I don't know what the normal meaning of that isn't quite. Okay, there's a partnership there, but doesn't feel like it's her. World, Chariot, Four of Wands. Major completion of a part of life. But I've got movement and vacation. Or club fed. But I'm getting denied. Why is this energy not clear? Why am I getting conflicting answers on this question? Pardon, yeah? Oh, she did so much damage. Knight of Swords, Empress. Heartache. Oh yeah, it's going to come out everything it's going to be in the news, more things about what they did and she did, and it's ugly. And just that incredible damage. Okay, so is she going to get out and go find an island somewhere? Is that what this is? I'm getting the word denied. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, Trump's not going to be able to help her. Lovers. Ten of Swords. I'm not getting. I'm not getting a clear answer. I think that she's going to get bail denied, but it's weird. It's weird. She has already set up a deal. She'll tell her story and then vanish. I'm getting weird energy. Sorry, I don't have anything. So I don't have a better answer. All right, let me see if I can squeeze in another question here. And thank you for being here. Oh, yuck. Now we're back to this. Oh, yay. All right. This will probably be 66 by the time I... finish shuffling. Well, the Trump modeling agency... Well, they proved the Trump modeling agency had anything to do with Epstein. Trump modeling agency was gross. And anyone who thinks, oh, no, it couldn't have been, there would have been people, you know, stopping all of that. No, there was a, I can't remember the guy's name, but it was a guy who was a lot better looking than Trump, who had a modeling agency in New York. Oh, thank you, Kay Nelson, who had a modeling agency in New York, and he was absolutely the worst of the worst, vile monster. Yeah, it was happening. Thank you, Robert. So Trump's modeling agency. Is this going to have had something to, they're going to prove this is, oh, yuck, this energy's awful. Ugh. You know how sometimes I say that when it's really bad dealing with Trump, it's like not even putting my face first in a scummy pond anymore. It's like stepping down into a like being in one of those old-fashioned movie the place where the sewage goes. Sewer. God. Ugh. It's like the whole, I just reached out for this energy and it's like I fell into that sewer. Like the whole side, this side of my body just, it's bad. Ugh. Booze and kitty. Trump's modeling, oh God. I'm not going to tell you what I just, it seemed like I smelled. Not, it's the worst thing you can think of. Anyway, and it would get me demonetized in a heartbeat. That's not the only reason I'm not going to say it. You need a happy reading at the end of this. Oh, yeah. Oh. Ten of Wands. There's ugly symbolism. Strength. Trump. Heartache. Ten of Cups. Ten of Swords. Using the promise of people's dreams to do the most vile things you can imagine. But this, because the center of it is the Three of Swords, which is the card of heartache, technically this can also be the future, which is people are finally calling these kinds of people into, you know, yeah, my heart chakra just, it feels awful. Called to account for what they've done. Okay, well, was it directly part of what Epstein was doing, or was it just vile Trump on his vile own? It feels like there was it was a brotherhood. Five of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Two of Wands. it wasn't as much fun for Trump as it was for Epstein. And Trump got a bigger high off of communicating with the masses and getting many, 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 many people to quote unquote love him. So, but he allegedly took part in some really not nice stuff. Okay, so is Trump going to be held accountable for what he did in this area? Hunting ground for them. Yep. So is Trump himself going to be called to account for what he did during this time? Knight of Wands, so the younger King of Wands. That he is now Ace of Wands. Victory. Queen of Wands, Empress, World. Oh, well, that's good news. This is all the grossness. All of this. This is just vileness upon vileness. But it ends with these two cards, which is America saying enough. This whole chapter going on, it will not continue as freely as it has. I wish I could say it will never happen again, but business, I agree. What's sad is those girls who have been victimized came from broken homes. They were desperate for fame. They were willing to do anything. And they were threatened along with their families. Absolutely. It's vile. Things aren't going to get better. Things are going to get better. Is Maxwell the woman who takes Trump down? It doesn't feel like it. The consistent answer I've been getting is that Trump's taken down by money, and I don't think it's. But hey, I'll ask: Is Maxwell the woman who takes Trump down? Knight of Swords. She has her own issues. This is her, and that's that investigator looking at her, staring at her. Okay. Strength, howling at the moon. Four of Wands. Again, I'm getting this. It's either club fed or it's an actual vacation. But I'm getting howling at the moon at the center of this. So this is not good. She thought she was in a stronger position than she actually is, and she is going to be sorely disabused of the notion that everything's going to be hunky-dory for her. And she's just going to swan out of there. She may get out, but she's not going to just... Yeah, she's a monster, and I don't see her bringing down... I don't think it's her who's going to directly bring down Trump. They needed cash. Yep. Shame element. Yep. They were completely manipulated. Yep. All right. I need to turn this super bright light off. Sorry. And, oh, sweetheart. How are you, precious one? How are you, good boy? Then I need to read on something positive. I need to read on something pleasant, yes. I am getting a weird feeling of what I should read on. I think I should read on the far, far future of the United States. The far future. Like, do we join in with the world government? Do we, do we all become one? Do we separate out? Is there another you know, superpower race, but in for something else, or in space, or in something flies back. All right, let's read on the far, far future of the United States. Hi. Here, let me close this so you don't fall over. There you go. Good hunting. Far, far future of the United States. Oh, my heart, seriously, my heart chakra hurts after reading on that. Oh. See, like that. You all right? You okay? Big nut. There you are, you're a big nut. And I love you to pieces. Okay. Far, far future. My far future vision involves a global warming disaster, says Melissa. Oh gosh. Far, far could mean next January these days. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. But I'm trying to think, you know, like Star Trek future. Do you know what I mean? Far, far future of the United States. What happens to the United States? Well, I guess I'm sorry to say it, someday it does cease to exist in its current form. And I don't just mean like adding more states. Okay. Things are very different. Okay, that makes sense. It's very vague. Oh, I love him. Far, far future of the United States. What happens to the United States? Far, far future. Jay says, I see a brighter future. Dave says, an advanced space traveler would think that the Earth was inhabited by an infant society. Could be. Whatever the real answer is, would seem like science fiction to us. Completely just out there. Just hard to, we can't, it's like, I mean, just think of how far technology's gone in 100 years. Like, go back 50 years, let alone go back to 1920 and just appear there and be like, hi, let me tell you about what life is like in 100 years. And they're like, oh, here, let me put my fountain pen down and close my physical book, my ledger where I've been writing down my accounts. And, you know, the wife is cooking in the kitchen and, you know, what have you. And we still have a horse, but, you know, I'm hoping someday get a car. One of those, you know, loud, noisy things. Tell me about the world 100 years in the future. Well, first of all, there'll be a tarot reader on YouTube with patriotic red, white, and blue nails that are plastic, not real, who will be chatting with people from all over the world, talking about a vaudeville entertainer who becomes president and it becomes the worst president we've ever had. My banking's done online. What's online? Okay, Ace of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Chariot, yeah, major change, major movement. Six of Swords, Two of Cups. Everything. The U.S. ceases to be because we become a part of something else. We're stronger working together because technology has advanced so far. This does feel like leaving the people leaving the planet, maybe for others. Did Boo Boo get the fly? I don't think so. Not for lack of trying. But yeah, there's a partnership. I am just getting the power of an individual country, and most individual countries waning. And like today would say, oh, does that mean corporations take over and all? No, this chariot, what it's saying is that it is so much change, so fast. The partnership feels positive. The leaving the planet feels awe-inspiring and breathtaking and terrifying, and absolutely I want to do that. Some people are saying, and other people are like, absolutely not. I can ask about climate change, but I'm not getting climate change. That's not what this feels like. Let me see. All right, is it climate change that's going to make, the southern states, was it too hot to inhabit? Could be countries joined together. Something about technology, something that somebody would have to really sit down and explain. In the same way I would have to explain to somebody in 1920, okay, those movies, those black and white things that you go down and someone's playing the piano? Yeah, okay, now let me walk you through the steps to where we get to this. Do you know what I mean? Everyone has their own camera. What? Everyone has multiple cameras in color with sound. It's like, what? Oh, thank you, Cindy. That means a lot. It really does. So, okay, for climate change. There is a simplification. What you're going to find, in the same way that, okay, how do I put this? In the Victorian era, you had everything was like junky. I mean, quite nice, but with all the heavy velvets and the layers and carpets on carpets and knickknacks and clocks and knickknacks and this and that and the other and on and on. And then what happened was the idea of germs really caught on, and people had known about it for several decades, but they'd known about germs, but it really caught the attention, that caught the general kind of, really took root in the minds of people. And that's where you got the Edwardian change after 1900, up to like 1910, all through that era, where you get the arts and crafts movement, you get Frank Lloyd Wright after that, you get where everybody started getting rid of clutter. And the beds changed, and you ended up with those beds that had, everybody was trying to, have windows that could stay open a little bit to make sure there was fresh air, and they decluttered like nobody's business. And there are these changes that come along, and technology is going to advance so much that even now, some of the younger generations, they don't want as much physical stuff. They don't have as much space to store it, but they also just, the clutter, the brain can only take so much. Climate change, star, tower, Ten of Swords. Oh, climate change is going to bite us. Oh yeah. Five of Swords, but it's not going to end us. It's going to bite us right where it hurts, but we're going to come back from it. I mean, look at that. It's young people in a garden. And it feels like this far future, this original reading, this is beyond this. This is after this. Sanitary kitchens and baths. Exactly. So, yeah, do what you can about climate change because it's going to bite us hard. But it's not going to end us. It's not. And in the future, so many wonders that we could barely wrap our heads around. So there are good days ahead for everyone, for the following generations. I was going to say for our grandchildren. I don't actually have kids, so your grandchildren. Now horses are for the rich. Exactly. So I'm going to leave it on that, which is, even though bad things happen, there's good in the world. There are good days ahead. There are amazing days in the future of humanity. Absolutely amazing, amazing days, okay? All right. I hope you guys have a great day. Happy Independence Day to all of my American friends here and to everyone else. I just hope you have a fantastic day. All right. I will be back tomorrow, and I will read on more of your political questions. There's always more to cover. I never run out of things to read on. So thank you so much. Thank you so very much to our moderators. You are epic. Thank you. All right. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye.